I was in love with that cat. I still am, but that's why I need to learn Cloud.
Cloud. Ugh. Cloud.
Alrighty, guys, we're getting ready to go.
File B. Alright, ready.
Alrighty, good luck, have fun, keep safe, don't die.
Alright, both runners have readied up. So are we going to have TwitchMasta on commentary of his own run?
I'm leaving right now.
Okay. Alright, yep, it looks like the race has started. We're just waiting for the stream delay to catch up.
Yep.
Right, so welcome everyone to the EFT Memorial No Starworld Tournament race between the 7th seed TwitchMasta123 and the 26th seed MrCab55.
And with me doing most of the commentary is Stan, so thank you very much for that.
Oh yes, and of course I am joined by Ben, Quite Super Mario, on commentary.
Howdy.
Yeah, so this should be an interesting race. Cab has definitely been running the game the longest out of these two. TwitchMasta started around the middle of 2015 during the second or just before the second No Starworld tournament. Cab's been around a good year or two longer.
Yeah, Cab's been about pretty much as long as I can remember, and in comparison, TwitchMasta, even though he's only been about for a relatively short time, is a very accomplished speedrunner. He puts
he's
a
good.
lot of people. He puts a lot of people to shame, including myself. Very, very talented. And yeah, we'll see what he pulls off this run. Of course, anything can happen in a race. It's just one run, no resets.
Yeah.
So.
And it's worth noting, like most of the runs that Cab has done of SMW, I'd say, have been races. He doesn't RCA the game too much. He has a lot of other things. Does Mega Man and all sorts of other games. But yeah, a lot of races for him.
And that's one of the things that makes MrCab such a good contender. He is one of those people that does mostly races. Another person, like someone like Barn Owl, it's just having that race experience and knowing like to make good decisions sometimes more important than just being really, really good at the game.
Yeah.
So that's why I think this is a lot closer than the seeds would dictate. I think MrCab has a good chance here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say Cab is more likely to play close to his PB.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, TwitchMasta's PB is a 33.54. I think he got that fairly recently. And Cab's PB is a 34.59, so about a minute separating the two. But yeah, anything can happen in a race. And I'd say Cab is definitely capable of getting a better PB than that.
Yeah, for sure, and I mean, I suppose that's just the lack of RTAs. Just some people. Well, I mean, I suppose he's busy with Mega Man. He's very, very good at Mega Man, and other games. But you know, he has a SMW crew at heart. But yeah, I just wanted to balance what I said earlier. Like, obviously, it's going to be really hard going against TwitchMasta.
Yeah, Tam's a good runner.
I wouldn't, if it was me, I would nearly be resigned to losing against TM. He's really, I've just seen him pull off so many consistently amazing performances in races. I actually had him quite far in my predictions in the last tournament, and he nearly did it. Like, he nearly got to the quarters.
Yeah, so both runners now heading into World 2, picking up capes. Unfortunately, we do seem to be having a few problems with Cab's stream. I think that's on his end, because it looks like I'm getting it and the restream's getting it as well. But yeah, both runners making their way through DP1 with seemingly no issues.
Yeah, the start of this run, like a lot of runs, tends to be a bit slow-paced, and then sort of like I suppose the second quarter of the run is also a bit slow, like a couple of flyovers, but it gets pretty spicy at Forest.
Yeah.
Getting out of Roy's in this category is usually my main goal. If I get out of Roy's, I would calm down a lot, so it gets really, really interesting coming up to that stage. At that point of the run.
Yeah, so through Donut Plains 1, just a bit better movement from TwitchMasta than Cab, saving an extra couple of game seconds. 51 is pretty solid. As far as game time goes in that stage. Yeah, both runners getting through the ghost house with no issue. Moving on to Donut Plains 3. I think both runners will be attempting the fast takeoff. Oh, TwitchMasta certainly will. Cab actually, no, going for the safe strat. Doing the left right at the start of the stage. So I'll save a little bit of time for TwitchMasta.
Sorry,
Actually,
switch my browser there.
Both runners actually getting the same game time with that, so I guess Cab might have had a bit of a better flight speed than TwitchMasta, and that the left right does not lose a whole heap of time.
Yeah, I did it for the longest time, but I mean, sometimes that fast track can be slightly unnerving. It is possible to miss it if you're not paying attention.
Luckily, the backup strat is not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, there isn't much of a reason not to go for it, but sometimes you can miss it. So I'm just loving how close this is. Very good race so far.
Yeah, so sorry about any commentary spoilers, it's just Cab. I think I refreshed and fixed Cab's stream delay, but the restream has not.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
So it looks like both runners heading into Morton Fly. TwitchMasta having no problems getting the spring. Cab, I think, was going for the spring there, but just flew a little bit early.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, but
off.
he can still make this cycle, right?
Yeah, he can. So he's actually gonna.
I'm sorry, I just spoiled her, but
that's fine. I think. Yeah, so he actually ended up on exactly the same cycle as TwitchMasta.
Yeah, just missing out in the spring. Yeah, that's interesting. I never actually considered that.
Well, TM lost the spring as well.
Oh, right.
So they both had pretty much exactly the same time through that room.
So it looks like TM is about 4 seconds ahead at this point. At fade out. Yeah, been pretty good so far.
Not a significant difference. Anything could happen to turn that around.
Also, I just noticed that MrCab has 34.59. I think he must have PB'd in the last couple of days. That's pretty good. Okay, so VD1. It's not super demanding, but sometimes missing that flight up to the block can be quite annoying.
Yeah, TwitchMasta has no problems with it. Cab
Okay.
does lose P speed. I think he's just gonna run to the right and gain speed. Not a bad backup strat. Oh, okay, I was worried he wouldn't actually get flight there.
Yeah, that was a good decision by MrCab55.
Ooh, Twitchmaster. I was actually surprised that he regained flight there.
Oh, very nice.
He looked like he actually flew from he after the buzzies, he landed on the a platform lower than he should have. Which
Yeah,
meant he had to bounce on 2 springs rather than 1.
yeah, that was slightly unfortunate, but still a really, really good vanilla secret one.
Yeah, definitely a good VS1, especially in a race.
Okay, don't have flashbacks. Ooh,
Cab
wow.
misses the initial takeoff, but manages to back it up quite nicely.
Another good thing to see is that they both have Fire Flower. So,
Yeah.
hopefully we'll hold on to that until Castle 4 for Ludwig.
Yeah. I think the point you'd be most worried about is the fortress. That's the easiest place to lose fire. You're pretty safe through the rest of these stages.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
guess the castle itself is also a bit risky.
Yeah, I suppose somewhat, yeah.
But the fortress, if you get a bad Reznor fireball, that can just really screw you over.
Yeah, I see it happen to everybody, so... Oh. For some reason the title didn't update. I really apologize about that, guys. I did it earlier. I just noticed.
Right, looks like we've got a bit less of a risk of chat spoilers on stream now. Of commentary spoilers. Yeah, so both runners making their way through the fortress, neither of them grabbing the backup cape. Well, I assume Cab's not going to. It's not it's not worth the time loss. It's much better to have fire at this point. And TM getting a nice fast Reznor there. And,
Yep, that's pretty nice.
yeah, and holding onto his Firefire, which is really what's important.
MrCab playing it a bit safe, but there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Definitely. That kind of Reznor strat, it's still... It's slower than the fast strat, but it's a lot faster than losing fire.
For sure, and that's sort of a callback to the sort of race stat percentage play sort of mentality to tackling a race, I guess. And sometimes just banking on your player making mistakes can be a good strategy. Although again, TwitchMasta, very, very good player, so you might have to try and go for it.
Yeah, he's definitely on quite a reasonable run at this point.
That can be said.
Yeah, so... yeah, both of them making their way through Butterbridge 1. What can you say? It's Butterbridge 1. Cab is platforming through the level, TM's just flying over the whole thing. True SMW style. Cab getting a few 1-ups from the Coopers.
Yeah, I find it to be quite fitting to fly over Butterbridge 1 even though you don't need to. It really is just, as you say, the SMW curve.
TM makes it out of Butter Bridge 1 successfully. Yeah, TwitchMasta having no problems getting through Butter Bridge 2. It's a pretty simple stage. Just another flyover.
Unfortunately, in Butter Bridge 1 and 2, there isn't much to say, but Castle 4 is a pretty interesting level. There's a lot that goes on, so...
Yeah, I'll be interested in seeing what kind of strats TM does, whether he switches to fire in Room 2 or Room 3. I
think he does Room 2. I think he's an advocate of that strat, though I might be wrong.
Yeah, I think so.
I have a feeling that's who maybe convinced me to do it. But it is a very sensible thing to do.
Yeah, good Room 1 there. Oh, no, he's sticking with the cape.
Well, yeah. Trust TwitchMasta to always go for what's faster.
Yeah, no problems making it through the Potobos there. Now switch to fire in Room 3. Should be interesting to see what Cab does here as well. He also sticks with the cape. Doesn't go for P-speed. Okay. Yeah, this goes for a slow flight under the Potobos. That's nice and safe.
Yeah, I think another very good decision. Makes a lot of sense to do that.
Yeah.
Ooh, very nice fences for MrCab.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that definitely was not bad cages.
Yeah, those are pretty good. That's something I'm pretty bad at. I thought I was good at them, and then I saw how Calvo did them.
Yeah, they're really tough to do fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cab actually golded that split, so for the one from Butter Bridge to Fort, Butter Bridge to Castle.
Yeah, I was actually going to say that MrCab. Oh, sorry, I didn't see the plus. But yeah, this is a very good run, nonetheless. I mean, for both runners, it's very good.
Oh, TM having a little bit of trouble at the start of the stage, but gets Yoshi and P-speed just fine. I don't think we'll see an attempt at wings. No.
It's sort of funny, I almost thought he was trying to grab the shell to do, like, Fast Yoshi or something. We were discussing that earlier.
No, it's a different shell you grabbed for Fast Yoshi earlier in the level.
Is it? Oh.
It's like the first Koopa.
You see, I've never seen it done, but that would have been funny, just after us discussing that.
I tried to do the dive bomb thing.
Oh, okay.
I guess just till I've ended up in the wrong place. Alright, TwitchMasta entering Forest of Illusion 2. Hopefully, clips go alright for him. Yep, he has a good sub-pixel. And gets through. First try, beautiful.
Very good.
He's got webcam on stream and he looks so relieved at that.
It's hilarious. Though having said that, he still did look pretty confident. I was like, I wouldn't have that sort of expression going to FOI2, and very nice from MrCab.
Yeah, that's a nice pair of first try clips. That's really what you want to see in one of these races.
Again, this makes me so happy because it's just depressing whenever a race is this close and it just goes wrong.
Also makes me happy to see Cab going for the good clip instead of easy clip.
I don't know how sub-pixels work because but yeah, it was a pretty. I can't really defend that.
Yeah, my thought is more just Cab's an older runner, so those tend to be the runners that still go for easy clip.
No, I knew that was going to be a talking point. Don't worry.
Oh, Cab not doing the dirty bubble. Well, the race is all but lost for him now.
Well, he had a chance.
Yep.
Run it all away. Okay. The serious time. The TwitchMasta webcam.
Yeah, I think TM's going to be fine on Roy Fly. It's something he's done hundreds of times.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course. I put him as a really high favorite too. I'd be very surprised if he didn't, but you know, it can be problematic sometimes.
Oh, okay. Switches to fire early.
Yeah. Interesting strat. Haven't seen it done that.
I think I've seen that before, but it's not too common. But effective, clearly. He had
Yeah.
no problems there. And Cab in the meantime, ooh, almost landed on the ground there in the center. But yeah, good Roys from both of them, and both have managed to keep fire all the way to Roy, which is, you know, that's not bad in a race.
The thing I'll say is, if TwitchMasta manages to maintain his lead and take the win here, MrCab has played so well. Like that is like he's doing really, really well.
Yeah, he's golded his last two splits. He is doing well.
Yeah, like the nerves aren't even touching him clearly. So yeah, it's been a really good race.
Yeah, and it's still pretty close race at this
point.
Ooh.
I mean, TM would be fine. Like he's so good at no cape, no Starworld. So I'm just gonna see strats here.
I reckon we'll see him grab the ghost ship cape. Sorry, the ghost house, the Choco Ghost cape.
I would imagine so.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. But yeah, that's just an the corner clip. Yeah, that's just an unfortunate thing. Sometimes you just come a little. If you just fly a little bit too late, you go right into the Dino Rhino.
Yeah, I mean the good thing, I suppose the silver lining for TM is that there are a lot of options open to him coming up. This isn't an absolute disaster, and
oh no, he can still that's not a huge time loss.
You know, he played it well, considering what happened.
Yeah, I reckon we'll see him pick up this cape in the center of the stage.
Also, shout out to Una for that Una cape.
Yeah, so Cab here has the backup Una cape, which it will end up paying off if he loses cape anywhere in this this segment. But yeah, that's given Cab a little bit of a chance to catch up. Only about half a stage behind now.
I suppose one thing to say as well about TM at the moment, he might be so surprised that Cab is just right behind him, considering TM is ahead of PB. I mean, maybe tied now, but like seriously, an incredible run from MrCab.
Really good runs from both of them so far.
Oh yeah, well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, it looks like both of them making their way through CI2. Not seeing any problems here.
Very nice.
Yeah, Cab should be able to do the same.
Not landing on the pipe. That's good.
Alright, here comes Chocolate Secret for TwitchMasta, which can be a bit of a tough stage.
Yep, it gets the best of you guys sometimes, and it can be.
Speaking of Chocolate Secret, I need to teach you a few things about this stage.
Oh, goodness, you need to teach me pretty much every level looks of things sometimes?
Probably, but this one in particular. And it looks like I need to teach Cab a few things. That's not a bit of a risky strat through room 1. A little bit slow too.
I normally have more consistent strats at that room 1. Like seriously, that race is the most bizarre race I've ever done.
Yeah, Cab looked like he was trying to build up flight there, but doesn't quite. TwitchMasta flying over room 3. Had no problems getting flight. He'll be moving on to Wendy's castle. Cab just goes for the safe flight at the start of room 3.
Yeah, I did that as well because I was in super safe mode. I felt really dirty going for it.
Alright.
Alright,
Yeah,
Wendy's time?
I think it's a difference of about maybe 20 seconds right now.
Yep, I mean...
TwitchMasta won't be able to go for Crusher Skip, but...
I mean, it's not disastrous, but it is interesting.
He's still gonna one-cycle this?
Oh!
Barely gets clipped by the spikes.
I was a bit concerned there. I actually thought he might die, but...
I didn't think he was gonna die, but I was worried he'd get hit. And unfortunately, that worry was warranted.
Again, if he can just hold on to his Fireflower during the Wendy fight, this isn't really a big issue.
Yeah, he definitely wants to keep fire through here, so he has a power-up he can damage through the boo rings with. And still let him keep a cape. And yeah, ooh, that last hit, I was a little worried, but got it just fine.
That was a bit scary.
And Cab just entering the Wendy fight now. They're separated by the Wendy fight, really.
Yeah, and I mean, something that makes this Wendy fight a lot less scary is having that backup cape.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Cab had that.
Okay, so I just noticed that MrCab has a bunch of time to save in this split.
Oh yeah, like 15 seconds.
He has a very decent potential here.
Yeah.
I've been blown away, but it's just been such a great race.
Yeah, Cab's definitely played really well. And TM making his way into Ghost Ship. I reckon he's going to switch to fire at some point. Yeah, there it is. That way he can damage through the boo ring with this and pick up the cape again afterwards.
And I suppose that's one of the, like, it's just such a good liberty to have Duncan Ghost Ship. Whereas, like, missing Crusher Skip and then getting hit, it's pretty horrible. I mean, he's pretty much, you know, back where he was. Just lost a couple of seconds.
Yep, and that's a good despawn.
Very nice.
And yeah, he'll just damage through this second boo ring and pick up a cape. Beautiful.
Nice.
MrCab following not too far behind, is lined up perfectly for Scroll's despawn as well. Scrolls anyway. I guess he might not know the visual cue for that. And there's Orb for TwitchMasta. Barely missing the Orb. There's a little bit too far to the left.
Yep, just slightly.
Seen a few runners do that today.
And thankfully, after having my little orb talk earlier, I managed to get it in my race, thankfully.
And Cab, no problems grabbing the Orb.
Celebrates upon picking up the orb.
Yeah, TwitchMasta heads into Vob 1. So far looking pretty good. He was saying he learned a new strat at the end. Where you like dive bomb, kill the Chuck.
Ooh, yeah, that strat is so cool.
So I'll
really
be interested in seeing whether I'll be interested in seeing whether he goes for it here. He just takes it safe. Oh, and kills the Chuck a little bit early. Unfortunately, having to grab a few extra blocks to get them out of the way. Oh, and TwitchMasta's saying in chat he forgot to go for it. And Cab... What happened to Cab's cape? I was not paying attention. But he is now slow through Vob 1. he'll be able to get a mushroom here, and then pick up a new cape and Vob too. So TwitchMasta didn't get the midway here. I don't think we'll see him attempt Sandbar.
Probably
Although
not.
he is lined up for it, so...
Okay.
Ooh, doesn't get it,
Yeah.
but also doesn't die.
Yeah, he looked a bit startled on his on his webcam, so I imagine he did attempt that, or maybe just got close to dying. I don't know.
I'm not certain. I'll have to ask him after the race. Oh,
He
Cab.
looked very relieved though.
Yeah, Cab, I think, was attempting to grab the was attempting to grab that cape, but after he threw the Cooper into the area beneath it, it was just a bit too risky for him. Cab grabs the cape in room 2.
Oh,
Not sure why he's doing that when you can just run up if you've got the sandbar area at the top, you can just run against that wall and you'll get through the cycle.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a
really
really simple. That's the strat if you grab the backup cape.
Do you just hold right? Like,
Yeah,
literally?
hold right and eventually duck when it seems
well.
appropriate.
Oh well, fair enough. I'll actually probably do that in the future.
Yeah, TwitchMasta looked like he
Ooh.
cape cancelled a bit early and actually got frame ruled on that dry bones, so things are gonna be a bit different through this fortress. I think he'll go for P-Speed in the center though. Oh no, he's just taking it slow, taking it safe.
If you
And
don't
there's
get
nothing
P-Speed to that point, is it better to do?
I'm not sure. It's probably. I think it might depend on whether you do the crusher skip at the end.
Oh, right. Because I always go for it, but I was never too certain.
Yeah, I am not certain either. I haven't timed it out.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's slower if you don't go for the crazy end strats.
I'm not talking crazy end strats. I'm talking the easy crusher skip.
Oh, really? Oh, that's it. I bet.
But yeah, we'd have to time it out. So yeah, TwitchMasta, I believe, on low to mid 34 pace.
Yeah, that's pretty good, considering a couple of few hiccups that happened, but at 34 pace is very, very solid.
Yeah, absolutely. And Cab taking it nice and safe through the fortress. Unfortunately, with the cape losses in Vob 1, not able to save that time he had.
But I'd be very, very surprised if MrCab was disappointed with how this run went.
No, he's definitely done a good job here.
Again, with TwitchMasta most likely securing a time like this, like a mid-34, you know, it's kind of hard to beat that whenever that's actually better than your PB.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a pretty big ask, so... Playing it slightly safe through Darkroom. Damn memers.
Did TwitchMasta just duck fly? It looked like he may have duck flown. I'm not sure though. Yeah, so far looking like a good Bowser fight from TM.
Sorry, an alarm just went off there. It's the good race alarm that just went off.
Yeah, with that, it looks like TM's gonna finish off the Bowser fight quite nicely. With a...
I mean, based on his split timer, you can't get a much better time than that. A 34-20. GG.
Yeah, GG Twitchmaster 34-24 in the race room. Beating his race PB by 22 minutes and 39 seconds.
Whoa!
His race PB was a 57.
Oh my word. That was
Which
that
I
like day
guess
one?
I think that's probably like if I had to guess, I'd say that was during the No Starworld tournament 2 years ago, 2.5 years
Oh my
ago.
word. Yo, TM, get in here.
Wait, TM, was that?
Huh?
Was that your race against me? Was that his race against me for the tournament?
Ah.
I know that his race against me was his first sub-hour time
Oh my
in No
word.
Starworld. Anyway, yeah, MrCab just finishing up the run now.
GG, my dude. That was a solid goal effort. Like seriously, that was really, really good.
Yeah.
I think in terms of just quality of a race, that was one of the best that we've had. That was so good from both players. Yo,
Yeah,
TM.
absolutely.
Yo.
Interesting
Congrats
race.
on the win, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was. I mean, you got the low 34, so you must be pretty happy with that, considering a couple of things.
Yeah, considering things like Wendy and K1.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about racing against you. You always seem so in your comfort zone. You're just so good.
Yeah, and congrats on the significant race PB.
Yeah, that's pretty epic. And if Mr. K wants to join us, of course he
This
knows
was my
where to.
second No Starworld race.
You dude,
Yo,
that was you did so well there. Like that was really good.
Yeah, that was a well-played race.
yeah, practicing again the last few days. I got frame ruled on the mole for the first time since I picked the game up a couple of weeks ago, but I was already the race was already over. That
Yeah.
was, I swear, in my second race, I always get a high seed, and no matter what the tournament is, and I always get like one of their best runs. Good, GG, dude.
Yeah, you still did a really good job, Cab. Like that could have beaten a lot of people. That was better than my race time in my first race this tournament. So like you could have beaten a lot of people with that.
Considering Chocolate Island won and Wendy, yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with that run.
Unfortunately, that is the problem with being the middle 50% of seeds. You're always going to be so hard pushed in your second race. Like I'm against Seathorn next probably. So GG me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a really, really good race.
Yeah.
You so close together. Be keeping pace with TwitchMasta, that is pretty serious business.
I mean,
I was scared the entire time.
that's what I do. I scare people into PBs.
Like that wasn't PB, but yeah.
I can't believe we both got first try clip. That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah, that was really good.
I have not been able to get hard clip consistently until today, the last couple of weeks. God damn it.
Yeah, coming out of Castle 5, I'd actually considered to myself, I didn't say this on stream, but I was thinking, if I was TwitchMasta, I might actually be a bit concerned that, because you were having a really good run,
yeah,
and MrCab was just on your tail, and then pretty much as soon as I thought that,
until I finished Bob Ford, I was scared.
Yeah. That's understandable.
The midway gate. Come on, dude.
Also, you looked so relieved at Sandbar. Yeah.
Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
were you attempting sandbar clip there?
I was going to, then I backed out when I was running it through like two tiles away from it. I backed out like 2 seconds before I was going to do it.
Like I was pretty confident that you weren't going to die, but it was still on the sort of close side.
Yeah.
Like you were getting through there, but
if I ducked like 3 frames later, I would have gotten stopped.
Yeah. That was a really good race.
Yeah.
You were saying earlier, MrCab, that you know who you're going up against, right?
I mean, I figured out earlier today, just based on 7 and 10 played each other. Whatever the race was this morning, I was going to get. I'm pretty sure I get somebody out of that eventually. I know, like the winners bracket matched up with that race from this morning.
Yeah, I think the lower bracket may have as well. So yeah, I guess with that, TwitchMasta will be moving on to face the winner of Mostly versus Blue Saint.
And I think it's Blue Saint that you're facing, right?
24.
Winner of any mostly, yeah.
Okay, so who won this morning? Mostly.
Mostly, so you're against Blue Saint, I think, right?
I'm against the winner of Blue Saint and Vertmart. Just the way it shakes out in the lower bracket, I guess I get a first round losers bracket bye.
Yeah.
By 1 seed, I did it.
So yeah, guys. Thanks again. That was a really, really good race. Thank you so much to Stephen.
Yeah. Well,
commentary.
Thanks for the commentary.
Yeah, thanks to Ben for co-commentary, and thanks to Def for restreaming this.
Oh, it was a pleasure. I was just getting front row seats, essentially. So
a fun race.
Yeah.
Always shout-outs to Tech. Thanks, Def.
Yeah, Def has been putting in some serious hours, so thanks again. And, of course, shout-outs to Zero for setting this up. And you can all check out the donation link. It's for the scholarship. As soon as I'm getting paid, I'll be chipping in a couple of dollars as well. But yeah, next race is tomorrow at, it's quite early, I think it's like 8 AM EST, and that's Louis versus, no, right, it's Louis versus Agathor.
Yes.
We've had our number 1 seed, and we're going to have Louis at number 2. He just blows my mind. He's so
he
good.
Is really good.
It wouldn't surprise me if in like half a year he had a lot of the records.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah, I knew you'd have something to say about that. But yeah, well, obviously, Stephen, yeah, he's okay. Someone would say he's okay. No, Stephen is the best. Alrighty, so yeah, see you guys tomorrow then, I guess.
Until
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching.
Thank you.
Yeah, take care.